meeting. It's not going to interfere with you.
Oh, okay, but if it's will be, I think, yeah, you can, I think.
You're the boss here, so. It's a small, not as professional as you.
But you will have recording of your presentation. Yeah, and you will get it with all what's going on the screen and so on. Yeah, it's better. But
Then we'll hang out.
yeah, we will share also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, well, need to-
You don't have a USB-C to A converter, do you?
They might. I know I have 3 of them here somewhere. I don't know where they are currently. Yeah, that's probably where it is. Yes. Yeah. What you'll do is once you plug it in, you will just I would say This is the mic they're gonna use.
Okay.
Make sure they get that. Okay, it's time to start.
It was like a phase of my career where I literally doing anything. I was the chief of staff to the global CEO of Dmytro. And I just, he lived there, so I lived there. Oh yeah, it was great.
Right. Чему постоянно офлайн? Так.
Yeah. So the website is done. We are on 45.
All right, welcome everybody. This is where the presentations are going to be, where I'm standing here now. So if you want the best seats, come up right here in the middle. Do I get another mic? Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, in case audio's bad. Okay, perfect. All right, keep filing in. We got plenty of space over here, plenty of prime seating over here. Keep making your way in. We'll get started in just 1 minute. Chris, can you check in the back and to see if people are still filing in?
Check. Check.
Okay, we got plenty more seats over here. Okay, where did Chris go? Are we a critical mass? How many people are still coming in? Put the seats up a little bit closer than last time. We got extra seats. The second mic is not ergonomic. Are we good over there? We good? Good enough? I'm asking you. Yes, are we good?
Yeah,
5? Oh. Okay, we're set. We can start. They'll come in when they're ready. Okay, there we go. All right, welcome everybody to SF Demo Night. Can I get a huge round of applause to start us off for SF Demo Night? That's everybody. Round of applause. All right, thank you. Okay, my name is Chappie. I am co-founder and executive director of the AI Collective. I want to be the first to welcome you here on this awesome Tuesday night. We got a Stack 90 store, so I will get straight into it. Oh wait, I can use this as my thing. Okay, tonight, as always, was a huge community-wide effort. From the AI Collective, we have an incredible crew of over 24 people who have helped make tonight possible. It's farther than just myself. If you look around at all the orange vests, you will see all the awesome people who helped make tonight possible. Give a round of applause for everybody who helped make tonight possible. Thank you so much. We are a grassroots, nonprofit, fully volunteer community, so everybody you see here is taking time and energy and putting it right into this event. We put so much heart into every single one of these, and I really hope it shows. We, tonight, are going to start doing something a little new, which is, out of all these people, we're going to highlight somebody from every single event. So, who better to highlight our first event than one of our fellow co-founders? Steven, can I get you up here? He's going to tell a nice little story about being part of the AI Collective.
All right. Sorry. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? Yeah. All right. I like it. So the team asked me to share a little bit about my story with the collective today. So I thought we'd start at the beginning. I was born in 1999. I'm 5'11". Well, okay, I'm actually 5'10", but I say I'm 5'11" on dating apps. But okay, getting to the actual meat and potatoes. I've been with the collective now for 3 years. Started on my couch, and I think for me, I actually have a day job. I have a full-time startup. We do marketing for brands, and for me, you might ask, like, okay, how do you have time to do both? And it's really they synergize together. So I think this is kind of a message to those in the audience tonight. Your day job can be complemented by volunteering with the collective. I'm a volunteer, and it's helped me with my work as a startup founder in so many innumerable ways. So first, when I came to San Francisco, I didn't know any YC founders. I think my ex-girlfriend's roommate's friend's cousin was like a YC founder. That was the extent I was working with. And then after joining the collective, I met dozens who actually then helped me get into YC. And then when I was in YC, we raised our seed round after it, and our lead investor for that came from the collective. I don't even think they knew what we did really at the time, but it was just they knew I was a part of the collective and they believed in us. Later ended up hiring our founding engineer through the collective and promoted them to co-founder, countless customers, people we've hired, opportunities have come our way through the collective. So just want to highlight how even if you're busy, maybe you're working a full-time job as a software engineer, or you're in VC, or you're a researcher, or you're doing nothing with AI, the collective is such a great kind of modifier to your life that'll help you in ways you wouldn't even imagine, both career and personal. So anyway, you'll hear from me a little bit later. I'm going to be running the demos, but thank you all for coming out tonight.
Round of applause for Steven. All right, thank you, Steve. Okay, so what is the AI Collective beyond what Steven just told you there? Well, actually, he kind of gave you a hint. The AI Collective was founded here in SF in early 2023 at Steven's apartment, cozy living room apartment. And since then, it's just kind of grown and grown very organically to the point where now you see it's crazy. We have over 100,000 members across over 100 chapters in 30 plus countries. I've already talked to a few people who are visiting, who have been to our events in I think Dubai and Paris and Mexico and other stuff like that. I hope that pretty much wherever you go or wherever you're from, that you can attend one of these awesome events. And we have over 200 now people helping to make this possible. So who's actually here, who's coming to these events? I like to say that anybody who is at these events is a pioneer on the frontier. Now I know it sounds a little corny, but we are on I believe, the frontier of human progress. And you look at how quickly things are advancing now, literally on a week by week, almost like a day by day basis. New frontier models coming out. It feels like the whole world is changing beneath us. So we bring people together to discuss what's going on, and specifically, I guess I should say, these three things, which is 1, exchange insights, 2, deepen our human connection, and 3, drive collective progress. I'm gonna go through this a little more slowly because this is incredibly important. I believe so deeply that the mindset that you approach tonight's event with will really dictate what you get out of it tonight. So with 1, exchange insights, you're gonna see a bunch of awesome companies demo tonight. Collaboration is the beating heart of innovation. That's first and foremost what we're all about. Second is deepening our human connection. You heard it from Steven. I love to say it too, that I didn't really know anybody before starting to do these events. I grew up very, very introverted, and this was kind of my way to meet people who are passionate about the same things I'm passionate about. Probably close to 100% of my friends now I've met through the AI Collective, people who are just as weird and quirky and nerdy as I am, and it's brought me so much belonging, and I hope everybody else who's here finds that as well. And the third is drive collective progress. We are not all just a group of individuals. If we all think positive sum and win-win, the math equation is pretty simple, we all win. So we're here to drive collective progress for everybody who is here tonight as well. Now, before we really get started, we need to give a massive thank you to our venue host, AWS. Do we have a representative from AWS this time? No, we don't. Okay, last time they gave a 5-minute presentation. Yeah, there we go. You're not from AWS, but I appreciate the applause. Okay. Tonight also would not have been possible without our 2 awesome co-sponsors, Rome and FlexAI. Can I get a huge round of applause for Rome and for FlexAI for making tonight possible? Yes, we are nonprofit and volunteer, but these events and especially the food is still incredibly expensive. So we thank our sponsors for helping make tonight possible. Now you're going to hear from FlexAI a little bit later, but what I do want to do is feature Rome now. So hopefully you've heard of Rome. They've had some really crazy growth recently. Now they could not be here to represent them, but fortunately with AI Collective, we use them every single day, 7 days a week. I think it's been so critical to what has helped us get to this point of being in 30 plus countries worldwide. So I want to give a little quick demo of how we use Rome. You can actually see, this is our AI Collective Rome. You can see all the different floors for all the different regions around the world that we have members. Oh look, Rohit's here. I'm gonna go say hi to Rohit and knock on his door. And so you can see we're just in our offices right now. Oh, and there's Rohit. What's up, Rohit?
Hey, Chappie.
There we go. Okay, awesome. So we're in Rohit's office right now. I'll go knock on his door multiple times a day to just check on like the awesome engineering that he's doing and stuff like that. Rohit, do you want to come join me in my office? So you can see that this is camera off. It's really nice when it's like 5 a.m. and it's super early, and I don't want to be camera on quite yet, or I'm running around doing tasks. Another cool thing you can see down here, let's see if I can click on it, is I have a shelf. It's like my own little personalized shelf with just things that make me me. So can I click on this? Okay, so we have like our first few events down there. There's me being a bodybuilder, me publishing apps and working at awesome companies and stuff like that. We have a few different other things. You can actually go to the meeting room. If you want to follow me, Rohit, to the meeting room. This is where you go camera on. Okay, so you can see me there, and there's Rohit. Everybody say hi to Rohit. Rohit's actually hiding in the back somewhere. But you can see, actually down here, it's recording meeting notes. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this. Thank you, Rohit, by the way. I'm gonna leave you be. I'm gonna go back to my office, and then, let's see if I can click on it. It's like hidden down here. Okay, over in here, oh, did it move? Oh, okay, wait. Here it comes. Okay, so then I can see all my past meetings, a lot like Granola. Who here's used Granola? Hands up if you use Granola. It's a lot like Granola where it records all your meetings, which is super awesome. So we host most of our meetings at Rome, but even if you don't, you have all your meetings in here, and I can see, I have a lot of meetings. Oh, this is the SF Team Sync. So this is actually the event or the meetup that our team hosts every single Monday where the SF team, everybody you see here with the vests, gets together. You can see we had a few action items, all the stuff up there. And it's just super nice and convenient to have this all here. The last thing I want to show, besides the virtual office and besides our meeting notes here, are the lobby. Now, I know everybody probably has a Calendly, right? I found this is a lot better than Calendly. One of my favorite things is you can actually have your shelf right there, so when people sign up for meetings with me, they can see a little bit of my quirky personality. And then it's all just, of course, centralized in this Roam platform. And now there's a lot of things I don't have time to show you, like they have like AI agents built in and crazy stuff like that. But it really has been so incredible to use Roam and scale through Roam these past few months, and we're so lucky that we get to work with them. In fact, they've given us a very special offer just for anybody who's in the AI collective, so don't share that code or whatever. But you can, get an extended 1 month free trial, and then you can see the price down there. We're a really big team, we're a team of hundreds of people, but it's also really good for small teams. Even when we just have 2 or 3 people online, it's super nice to just be part of that virtual setting. So with that being said, can I get one more huge round of applause for Roam? Like they really have this completely transformed what we can do as a community, and it has been incredible. Okay, so let me get into SF Demo Night. Who here has been to an SF Demo Night before? Show of hands. Okay, we actually have a lot of new, who has not been to an SF Demo Night? Let me make sure everybody, that guy doesn't have his hand up. And almost everybody else put their hand up at some point, so thank you for paying attention. If this is your first SF Demo Night, welcome. SF Demo Nights, I like to say, are an evening of live demos in collaboration with the innovators shaping tomorrow. We bring the best and the brightest of SF together every single month to show off their awesome companies and everything. So we've hosted, I think, 9 demo nights here in SF this year. We've had thousands of people attend. I think almost 100 companies demo at this point, and it's been really cool. And now, what you might not know is that we've also hosted these events all over the world, as we are a global community. So I think we've hosted 28 demo nights around the world, I want to say, in addition to the ones we have here in SF. So hopefully wherever else you are, you can also attend an awesome demo night. And we're only getting started, but anyways, we'll get into it. What does this mean for you? What does all the stuff that I just shared mean for you? Well, tonight is a night to connect, to learn, to be part of something greater than just yourself. And with that, it is time to officially get the party started. And I'm so excited to welcome you to our main event. That's right, welcome to SF Demo Night. Can I get one more big round of applause? We're gonna get the energy levels up because it is time to get going. These animations take a while. I know, they're really nice. Okay, we're gonna have, whoops, I skipped that. We are going to have 8 startups demoing tonight. Each one's gonna be demoing for 4 minutes, and we will have a 1-minute Q&A. How we will be doing that is Steven, who you just met, will be running and emceeing all the demos, and we're gonna ask every single demoist where they are in the YC startup curve. Who here has heard of the YC startup curve before? This is always super fun, asking that question. I wanna say it was super selective to be demoing tonight. I'm sorry if you did apply and you didn't get in. I think we had over 100 companies apply to demo, so we have a really cracked crew tonight. SF Demo Night app. This is the next really cool part. So I know normally you don't have your phones out during these events, but we actually want everybody to take their phone out, and you'll see that there is a QR code here because this event is a fully interactive experience. Everybody is participating tonight. Everybody is helping to choose who takes home those awesome trophies that are all the way over there in the corner. So when you sign into that, if you can't scan the QR for whatever reason, there's demos.aicollective.com up there. You will be greeted with this screen. So you can remain completely anonymous. You don't have to fill out any of this. If you do want demos to be able to follow up with you, you can leave whatever sort of information you want there. Once we are actually kicking off the demos, this is what you're going to see on your screen. You're going to see the company that is currently demoing, their tagline. You can leave a completely anonymous 1 through 5-star review. Even if you put your name down, they will not know who put that there. So you can be brutally honest in your feedback and really tell people what you thought. You can leave whatever sort of text that you want, as well as there are a few buttons you saw at the very bottom. You can do virtual claps, you can learn more, you can say you want to invest in the product or work with them. Lots of cool stuff. Now, once we go through the 8 demos tonight, you will have the chance to vote for those, again, those awesome awards over there. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second, but it'll be quite easy on the app. We will go through, talk about the companies that won, and then on your screen for the rest of the night, you will have this screen up where you can see all the companies that demoed, who won, all the feedback you left, as well as contact info for all the companies, including their website and email, so making it very easy to follow up. If you didn't scan this QR code for whatever reason, again, you can go to demos.aicollective.com at any point. There's also a QR code here, and I think pretty much on any of these banners to get back at any time. Okay, there's also a completely open source project if you want to contribute to the Global Demo Night app, which powers, what did I just say, 38 events worldwide every year. You are welcome to scan that and come join along. Okay, so that was the Demo Night app. Please keep your phone up and stay active. The demos will receive all the feedback, and that's the best way to engage with everything tonight. Once again, we'll do award voting. So these are the 3 awards that we're voting on tonight. As you're watching the 8 companies demo, be thinking in your head, okay, what is the most creative demo that I saw? Who had the best technology, and then the best overall? And you can't vote for the same company multiple times. So these are 3 different companies that you're putting down. Okay, with that being said, if you've been to a demo night before, you know what's about to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the California State Events Commission. Our 200 judges scoring this contest in the Octagon are all of you in the audience. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the arena, Stephen Campbell. This demo night is brought to you by the AI Collective, Rome AI Virtual Office, and the FlexAI platform. And no! For demo night, fans in attendance, and those watching around the world, this is a moment you've all been waiting for. Live from AWS in San Francisco. Say it with me. It's time. Okay. Thank you all who bear with me every single time that I do that. It's my favorite thing to do, and I hope it gets you energized. Okay, and with that, I'm going to invite Steven up. He is going to walk us through the 8 demos tonight for the undisputed Demo Night champion of the world. All right, everybody give Steven a huge round of applause.
It's a tough act to follow up. Thank you, Chappie. All right, I think first up we got Agent Place. Wow, okay, this is a multi-time demoist. You've demoed before, Vlad. Do we have another over here? Yeah. All right, I believe you're our first boomerang demoist. Did the first thing work out, or is this what you demoed a year ago?
No, it's evolution.
Did not work out. Okay, nice.
No, it's actually work out. With the tech was too early, and we finally figured it out. Give me a sec.
Vlad, what kind of feedback would you like from the audience tonight?
Actually, any feedback regarding messaging, marketing, etc., would be welcome. It's a little bit, I think this product a little bit ahead of the curve, so it would be great if you fully understand how you can use it, or people how they can use it.
Awesome. Okay, so this is your reminder. Pay attention to Vlad's demo, and then keep in mind he's looking for feedback on messaging. So when you're in the app, please give Vlad feedback. Are you ready to enter
Yes.
the demo arena?
Yes.
Say yes, Steven.
Yes, Steven.
Perfect. All right.
Okay, so once again, I'm a founder and CEO of Agent Place, where we create agentic websites and AI native apps. Everyone uses ChatGPT or Gemini, and it's kind of our daily assistant, but our web is completely outdated. We have websites that are look like digital brochures and SaaS apps that not very intelligent and their UI is super over-engineered. We think that every app should go AI native. And we created an architecture which basically puts the model at the core of the application. Here's an example of agentic website where the model controls both the behavior and interface of the app. I'm trying to set up, sorry. Yes, and with these websites, you don't need to do copy anymore or wireframes. You write a prompt, and prompt will control the entire app. Of course, you can use any type of modern AI models with full power, so GPT-5, Opus, etc. You can use any modality as well. So you can click, you can type, or you can speak with the website. It will work. These websites are better because, and they basically can drive more sales because they can explain your product. They can guide users to a purchase and basically persuade them. At the same time, this website can, so it can qualify leads, it can handle support. So anything you can imagine, it can do. And the most important part is you can build it right now on Agent Place platform. It's a super simple, it's a live coding app where you just describe what you want and the builder will do it. It will take a little bit more than 4 minutes, but I can just prove you that here is a prompt and it just built this app directly from one shot, and it's fully agentic application where model will re-render the entire layout. I also want to show you a few real demos. So this is a website I showed you on a video, and I can basically...
Welcome to your AI. Great choice. Mountain bikes are perfect for trails and adventures. Check out these top specialized models above, from XC racers to aggressive trail bikes.
So I can do anything on the website and the model will be always with me. So this is just one example, but I also can show you one more. I can type, so I can ask a website to find me a coffee maker under 5K, and it will also reveal the layout to find this. And this is my personal website. It also can speak.
Hey, welcome to my AI profile. I'm Fortune UI, diving deep into AI, building tools, and calling out what really matters in tech, like why latency kills user experience. Ask me anything about models, projects, or markets.
Yeah, and this is it. If you want to reach out to me, the best way is to use my Twitter DM. We're hiring, and if anyone wants to work on the future.
All right,
of the
we
web,
are at time.
Yeah.
Round of
Please.
applause for Vlad.
Thank you.
All right, my mic runners. If you would like to ask Vlad a question, please raise your hand and we'll get you a mic. Otherwise, I'll have to come up with a question and it's going to be stupid. So please raise your hand. While we're doing that, Vlad, where are you on the startup growth curve?
It's like inverted, like upside.
The curve? Or?
Stage crash. So I think we are right before the inflation point. It's either here or here. Promise
wow. Promise.
Yeah,
okay, investors, they must be in the room for you.
Yeah.
All right. Where's my question?
Yeah.
What is yell out?
Just yell it.
So, you showed us the website.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. But do you have any data on does that drive more business, more traffic for all of these websites you've created? Are you capturing the business value of these websites other than the agentic?
Yeah, so we're in a stage where we have a lot of users who build these websites, but we're not actually tracking their metrics. So we like a vibe coding platform. When we speak with them, they tell us it's super helpful for their existing processes in their businesses. So I can give you an example. One user created an agent Airbnb helper, which just he sent this link. Everyone every time someone books a hotel, and these users can just get help instantly without asking him every time. So I think it's already providing value, and it's maybe a little bit more of improvements, and we will see like this in the metrics.
Any other questions for Vlad? Okay, I have one. What's like the creepiest use case you've seen so far?
Oh man. I mean, like, I don't know about creepiest, but we have a lot of users who are just finding they can try and they try to build impossible things, like create me a Google but better. Like, so it's very funny to see all of these generation requests, and there are a lot of these kind of things.
Wow, awesome! Round of applause for Vlad. That was great.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Corviz. Corviz. Oh, reminder to give feedback on the app. How's it going?
Good.
What's your name?
Wasim.
Wasim. Okay, Wasim, I have a question. Did you generate the name Corviz with like a random SaaS business name generator?
I had the name before ChatGPT was actually a thing.
Wow, so you came up with that yourself, okay. What kind of feedback would you like from the audience?
So essentially, like, would you use this, and what other tools are you using in your flows for dealing with a lot of images? So.
All right, are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Say, yes, I'm ready, Stephen.
Yes, I'm ready, Stephen.
Okay.
All right, so my name is Wasim. I'm the co-founder of Corviz, and we're building the first visual AI workspace. So the idea is that we've seen a lot of people struggle to work with a lot of images. A lot of people just like waste a lot of time just looking for an image, and then the flow is kind of scattered. So people are editing photos with Nano Banana, they're generating images with ChatGPT. If they want to share them, then they have to put them in Google Drive or Dropbox or Frame.io. And then if you want to do something like Google Lens, but for your own photos, good luck. So that's why we built Corviz, and it's kind of like an all-in-one platform for working with 1,000 images. So we do photo search, editing for photography and marketing teams. We do tagging. We also do specialized models for healthcare and forensics. And I'm gonna guide you through a demo now. So my demo is going to be about like photography. So we say you're a photographer for a college, so you took a lot of shots. The interface is pretty familiar. It's kind of like a Dropbox or Google Drive, a little smarter. So it generates descriptions with AI automatically. And then as soon as you upload an image, it also tags the image, understands what's happening inside of it. It also identifies the faces. You can just click on the face and find the same person in the whole workspace. And so from here, I'm just going to kick off a bunch of workflows at the same time. So I'm going to do detect the jersey number each there. And I'm also going to change the background to this. I'm going to upload an image, say like you're editing for social media. And yeah, so these workflows are kicking off. And we're going to be seeing them like in real time doing the tagging. So you can see here it identified jersey 9 and 4. It's also editing. I don't know if any of them finished. You see here. It's still working on it. Yeah, this one, for example, finished. So you can see it removed the background and then changed the background to the one we set. And then once all the photos are tagged, we can actually just filter by tag. So just get us the photos of player 4, things like that. And then we also built an agent, so you can just chat with your photos. You can do things like, we still have time? Okay, this is going well. Okay. Trying to, okay, let's just ask it. Make an MVP post with layer 5 for our Instagram. And so this actually has all of the tools available to it. So it can search, it can edit, it can tag. It can also like do some specialized things for the forensic and like the other workflows. And all of them are available as tools. And so, yeah, you'll see the results in a bit, but this platform is also available as an SDK and a CLI. So if you're a developer, you can actually use this from your terminal, or you can get started with the SDK and essentially like build what I just showed you as your own app. And yeah, just one last thing.
And we're at time. No more things. No more things.
2 months free.
2 months free. Okay, no, you're not done yet. Okay, so reminder to give Wasim feedback if you would use this or not in the app, and then raise your hand if you want to ask a question. Yeah, we're gonna do the curve, but okay, there we go. All right, Wasim, where on the curve are you? You guys already have help docs, so I'm expecting you to be pretty far along.
Wiggles of false hope.
Wiggles of false hope. Okay. How many users do you have?
Around 2,000 now.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. All right. Question.
All right. I didn't get to see the MVP. Did you show it, or do we?
Right there.
He's a plant. That doesn't count. All right, you're disqualified. Next question.
So besides forensics, where do you see the biggest B2B use case of this?
Sorry, say that again? Besides?
Where do you see the
Biggest B2B use case. And let's make sure. I think that mic's off.
Yeah, I think mostly like photography teams, especially like the sharing kind of like works with, we want to make it work with the network attached storage, so bundle it with network attached storage as both a hardware and software solution for these teams. And then forensics, we actually started a pilot with some law enforcement agencies. Yeah, I think like maybe healthcare. We don't have the expertise there, but we can go into it.
Law enforcement agencies. I would not be advertising that if I were you. All right, we had a question over here. Chris, no? All right, we could call it then. Spyware for law enforcement agencies. Round of applause. All right, next up, we have Brief. Watch out for your competitor, Boxer. All right. I think this is the first non-space gray MacBook I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, just wait till you see light mode on all of it.
Awesome, what's your name?
Stefan.
Stefan, okay, I'm Steven, so. What kind of feedback do you want, Stefan?
What we should build next. The big Steven.
What they should build next. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Say, I'm ready, Steven.
I'm ready, Steven.
Okay.
All right. Anyone here a product designer? My background is design, not engineering, so I started working with tools like Cursor, Cloud Code. I started to try to build new products, and I hated everything that I saw. Every time I tried to create a new app, the AI, the first thing I wanted to do was create a dashboard. Then the next thing I wanted to do was put completely useless metrics in that dashboard, and I was super frustrated. So I looked through what are the best practices, what are we supposed to do, and I realized a lot of it was missing context around like who uses the app, what's your ICP, like context that's not, here's our tech stack, here's how this app is built. So what I did is I built a MCP. That MCP uses a bunch of different agents along with a RAG to go through and look at all of your user research, understand your market, understand all these different things about your company, so that it can actually one-shot and build much better things for your app. So for instance, right now in Cursor, I asked to just look through all of my user experience notes and like say, what do users want to do next? It created this PRD about all the things that we should build next, and then now I'm asking it to go into linear and create a bunch of tickets based on that PRD. So this is basically, I guess, a little PM in a box that I created, so that way you can actually build something that's meaningful instead of just a very pretty tech demo. So we've been expanding from there, and now can pull them from Slack, you can pull them from Fathom, you can pull them from a bunch of different integrations, and now it essentially builds like a brain of your product and your idea and how you want things to build. And if the demo gods are really happy with me, we'll actually show all the tickets it's creating and slowly getting there. So our idea is that you're able to do things like understand the context of your product, like it shows your ICP, who's your business model, what are your competitive advantages, along with all of your Slack messages that you want to share, all those other things, and then creates just product knowledge library about all the things that you have on your to-do list. How much time do we have there?
You used half.
Half? Okay, great.
You don't have to take the whole time.
That's a great place to start as it's running through all those tickets. Here, good check. So created all those tickets, and now they're showing up in linear.
Oh, okay, we're good. All right, round of applause. Concise demos. All right, raise your hand if you would like to ask Stefan a question. Okay, we got some questions over there, and we're gonna do the startup curve. All right, where's brief?
Oh, very definitely. I've been building this for like 10, 11 weeks, so I'm right here at the beginning.
How does it feel?
Very daunting.
Nice. Well, you still have some fun coming up. All right, question.
Hi, great pitch. Does your PRD help prioritize all the tickets generated as well?
Yes, it is very opinionated. In fact, I was showing this off as a demo this week to someone else, and it was like, you need to stop building new features, you need to actually go out there and start selling. So they yelled at me if you're building too many things.
Another question? I think we saw another. Yeah. Nice scarf, by the way.
Thank you. Nice pitch. I work for a startup called Coworker.ai, and we actually compete in this space. So there is room, and we're making money. So keep going. As you think about integration, especially things like Slack, HubSpot, some of the more B2B applications, have you considered beyond PRD just actually looking at enterprise search and kind of like the Glean space, because that's a very immediate application that we're looking at, or do you imagine this being for designers and product people specifically?
I think the goal for us is focus, because I can tell you from personal experience, whenever I have to not use my computer and use someone else's, and I just have like a very blank version of Cloud Code or like Cursor, and I start building stuff, I personally feel the pain of no, this doesn't understand this problem correctly, it doesn't know what it's doing. And so that's my focus purely for selfishly, because it's what I need for my build process to build out new features.
Great answer. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the pitch. Love the demo, but I felt like it kind of cut short a little bit. Do you have an example of a ticket? What do you see?
Yes.
as the next step?
Ratio.
I'm gonna restart the timer. You have 2 minutes.
So here's a ticket about folder matching. So we have a thing where you can email a specific folder and it'll send like all the information from your email to that folder. And I had a problem where I built it so it wasn't case sensitive. So we had a bunch of folders with different case titles. And so it's showing me how to like fix that ticket.
All right, we can call it there. Thank you, Stefan. Reminder to give feedback. Just remind the audience of what kind of feedback you wanted?
What to build next.
Okay, what to build next. All right, round of applause. All right, next up, got 2 at once here. Next up, Extra Copy. Continuing our trend of GPT named companies. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Quincy from Extra Copy.
All right, how you feeling, Quincy?
I'm feeling, feel like there's like half of this is like serious faces, half of this is really hyped.
Nice. Okay. What kind of feedback do you want from the serious or hyped faces?
Serious and hyped faces. If you're business owners, tell me what's your plan for Q1 for growth, and we'll help you get you there.
Great. What about for the hyped faces?
Hyped faces, keep it coming. You know, get to the next event. Join AI Collective, over 100K members and all.
Oh, Quincy! Wow. You should join the partnerships team.
Yeah, man.
All right, are you ready, Quincy?
All right, let's go.
Say yes, I'm ready, Stephen.
Yes, Stephen.
Okay.
All right. Raise your hand if you're like a business owner. You run a startup or SMBs. Perfect. So business owners usually have 2 problems. One is that you have no idea what you're doing. Okay. The other thing is you know exactly what you're doing. You just don't have the resources to do it. So this is where we come in. We connect every business data about you, about your product, about your solution, about your customer, your market, everything. We want to know your business better than you do. Then you can see that we have agents assigned to see what kind of tasks we can help you to do. So in this case, we connect every business data right here. We do like a website with design. That actually is not just the design. We take into your ICP to hone the narrative, and voila, instant facelift. But at the same time, you can see that the narrative for the search firm with case study right over here as well. It's just 1 click. So you can just publish right here. And you can just, I don't know, run a social media post. So again, we take into your consumer's perspective. So you can see that the left-hand side and the right-hand side, huge difference, but it's actually from the same source data. But we make it easy to read, make it viral, and then get you more inbound traffic. And hopefully, they'll convert. So this is what's running behind the back. Every workflow we do, since we have source data coming in, we also have the performance data as well. So we know exactly which one is a good job, which one is not, and we can trace it all the way back. Yeah, this is like the work we've done with our customers. They get more inbound traffic. We help them to narrow down the ICP, shorten the sales cycle, and well, one of them got 21x sales in 3 days. We're hiring, come reach me, and we're finishing around before holidays. Cool.
Wow, round of applause for Quincy. Are you named after the president, John Quincy Adams?
Okay, all right.
Quincy Jones, I'm coming from a music background.
You're named after Quincy Jones?
Yeah, man.
Dude, what? That is
I have a little bit of black.
That's awesome.
And I play trumpet.
Wow, that's actually San Francisco. No one gets it. He's like an artist. Anyway. All right, raise your hand if you have a question for Quincy Jones. In the meantime, where are you?
We're profitable, so I think we have some false hope. hopefully get to the promised land.
What round, like what series is this round?
So we just broke 300K out this week.
Oh, well, you're way over here, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, I'm over here then.
Way over
Okay.
here.
Yeah, I got more folks than I thought.
All right, nice. Question.
Thanks, man.
Hey,
Cheers.
Where's Chris? Where's my question? Ask a question yourself. Ask a question yourself.
How do people hear about your platform for your initial customers? They
Good
mostly
question.
inbound or a referral?
So right now it's purely inbounds and word of mouth. We just do really good jobs. But back in the days, first free customers, we scraped job listings and see what kind of roles we can automate on growth, marketing, sales. Then we come in and say, hey, we can do it faster, better, cheaper. And that's how we get our first few customers. And now it's just inbounds.
Talking like he has 200 million in ARR. Yes.
So basically, are you like a CXM platform combined with?
Think of us as a market fit machine that helps you to do go-to-market, everything in the funnel. So if you do not have enough customer traffic, we help you to get more inbound traffic. Once we get enough traffic, we can isolate down your ICP, different narratives, the different distribution channels they're using, and then shorten your sales cycle. And you can do everything in one click. Yeah.
Any other questions? In the front.
Yeah.
Question about languages.
Yeah. Traditional Chinese, simplified Japanese. These are the ones that we've tried. And then Vietnamese we're trying as well.
If you're using like a framework or any of these other service platforms,
Those we don't have integration. It's one click to copy and paste. Yeah.
All right, round of applause for John Quincy Adams, or no, Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones, sorry.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, next up, we have a very special demo from FlexAI. FlexAI. All right, welcome. All right, y'all ready? Go for it.
All right, thank you guys for having us here. Proud to be sponsored here. We've actually been part of the Paris AI collectives too, so this is our first in SF, so give us a little bit of space. I hear a lot of creativity in this room. Pretty much every single idea is kind of unique, but they're all kind of looking at the frontier models as their starting point. How many of you have used ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude to build your applications? No, not for personal use, to build your applications. Most of you. When you start building these applications using ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude, it's a great starting point. It gives you a good head start. But the moment you start doing something specialized, let's say real estate in India, let's say French business law, these things actually will struggle very, very quickly. The reason is these models are trained on general purpose public data. They don't have any of the private data, they don't have any of the specific knowledge about the specific domain. So they really can't answer very specific questions. And the second thing is, the moment you start scaling, early days, when you're doing 200 million ARR like Quincy was doing, it's okay. But the moment you get to $1 billion ARR, these things will be very, very expensive. Sam Altman was giving trophies for trillion tokens. Guess what? Those trophies were very, very expensive. So these two problems actually drag companies down that start with premium models, frontier models. And the next option for people is to go fine-tune their own models. Fine-tune something based on open source, use some private data, use some fine-tuning based on whatever their specific use cases are. And one of our companies, one of our customers, like ML, had similar problems. They were trying to build a paralegal solution for French business law. The open source solution they picked didn't do really well, was crapping out at most of the things. It was also a very large model, so the inference cost was becoming very, very big. They came on our platform. Within a few days, they were able to fine-tune that open source model, reduce the cost of inference by 50%, and actually did better than the open source model than they started with. And that's what you can do on our platform without having to worry about the infrastructure. And I'll talk about why do you need our platform, what does it do? If you have ever tried to build a model, even the smallest model, it takes days to weeks to set up the infrastructure to actually start running some fine tuning. And then if you are now launching inference using the trained model, the auto scaling and the scaling of the infrastructure is just massive pain. All of that can be done within minutes on our platform, and we'll show you how to do that on our platform. So Vish here, he's our product manager. He might actually benefit from one of the demos before, the PRT one. This will show you how you can fine-tune a model on multiple GPUs across InfiniBand with a single command line.
CLI and UI? Here you're showing CLI.
You can do all of this on the GUI too. Everything that he's showing there in the CLI, it's easy to copy paste. Everything works on the GUI. Now the result is going to be a fine-tuned model based on the private data that we are feeding in there. And once you have the model ready, you are now ready to launch these inferences on your own endpoints. Now before we do that, one of the things that we saw was people were not really sure how to select the right architecture, how to select the right number of GPUs, where should we launch for the capacity required for your models, for your customers. So we created this thing called Inference Sizer, and if you can go there.
For that you want to talk about the observability for the models?
Absolutely. How many of you guys have actually fine-tuned or trained a model here? Okay, that's great. So you probably will recognize this dashboard that we created. This is a fully integrated dashboard of the run that we had before. This is about an hour-and-a-half run, 16 GPUs. You can see the utilization in the first chart, memory usage, CPU usage, bandwidth, and you can also find and debug any issues. For example, if you were running into any CPU bottlenecks or network bottlenecks, it will show up all on this single unified dashboard. We also provide APIs, so if you have your own environment, you can actually just take the APIs instead of using our dashboards. Let's go to the Sizer. I'm actually very proud of that because it's actually based on math and science. We take all of the data sheet specs, data sheet from the hardware accelerators, and we plug in the requirements from each of the models. And based on the bandwidth required, the data size required, the compute in each GPU, we can predict what kind of models do you need to get a certain requests per second. So he's entering Qwen32 or DeepSeek, and it will tell you which GPUs you should select for best performance, best latency, or if you're interested, best cost. So most of the time MI300 shows up as the best cost. Actually, this most people don't know. The MI300 cost compared to H200 is about 4x better. We're not going to be quoted on that, but it is. And once you know what architecture you want to launch on, how many GPUs you want to launch with, you can go to the trained model on this dashboard, all on GUI, and actually run an endpoint. This endpoint allows you to select whether you're selecting your own model, which was fine-tuned or trained on FlexAI. You can select fractional GPUs. If you don't need a lot of throughput, if you don't need a lot of capacity, you can select smaller amount of GPUs. You can also select auto-scaling. So auto-scaling basically allows you to change the number of GPUs that we allocate to you based on the throughput or the required number of tokens. And boom, you submit the request, you get an API, you can use that in your own application, or use any of the blueprints that we have created already for you. So we'll show you the blueprints. One of the blueprints, one of the example use cases is the, let's go back to the, let's go back to the chat. So one of the examples is, you have the endpoint running. Now this chat is running on our endpoint. This is the same fine-tuned model that we created. You can just If you fine tune it for a specific use case, it will actually do much better on that use case. Now, from there, you can actually just start launching your own applications and or use our blueprints that we have been building for you guys. Tara, did I miss anything? Okay. These use cases, these blueprints are based on some of the feedback that we get from customers. It might actually fit what you need, what you want to use and play around with. And finally, since we built all of this for you guys, you can actually come in, apply for the startup program and get some credits from us.
All right. There's some tokens, not really, but yeah.
These are Bitcoins. That's it, thank you.
Awesome, round of applause for FlexAI. Question.
You can bring your own hardware, yes. Talk to us if you already have some hardware. You're running inference. Okay, so we have a technology that will allow you to do it in 2 seconds.
How you compete with those cloud providers?
They are partners. So the question that was asked before, if you have your own hardware, you can actually connect it to our platform. If you have AWS compute, you can connect it to the platform. We are multi-cloud, so you can run the same platform, any cloud, any architecture, anywhere.
What's your advantage compared with
I just told you that, multi-cloud. AWS will only run their platform or their solution on AWS compute. To take your model or data out will cost you a ton of money.
The other thing is,
Thank you.
charge based on usage, you're not renting resources. If you look at it, I mean, this 20K credit is.
That's equivalent of about 100K on AWS. One advantage here is that you're not renting GPUs with us. You're actually getting work done. So you pay for success. And traditionally speaking, in the last couple of years, generally speaking, if you rent GPUs, you're sitting about half of it idle all the time. So that's the benefit we have. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful presentation. Thank you very much. The example you gave was the French law use case. A couple questions there, a question about that. Did it provide a final product to the client? Did the client have to maintain that model? And can you tell me about what you use for training data? Is there a French Westlaw that you were able to access? Thank you.
That's a great question for LegML, who is the actual customer who brought in their private data, and it's really just French business law specific documents, tokenized. So we help them capture all of that information, but it's their proprietary data. So we help them train the model, but in the process, we also help them quantize the model to a point where it reduced the cost by 50%.
How much data? How much data? Did you say proprietary?
I would say that's customer data.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not much.
What's that?
It's not like all of French law.
No. It was business law specific training. So yeah, it wasn't very big. And I can tell you, it was reasonable size because we were right in the middle of building a very scalable storage solution. And they were coming in before, so they were able to fit in whatever our limitations at that point was. So it wasn't very large, but it was very customized to their use case.
All right, round of applause for FlexAI.
Just one question. He had a question. You should give it to him.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, well, we are in the taxes space, and our service applies for Brazil, all Latin America, China, and I don't know, Spain. So we can use your service to train the taxes model, because that's going to be a challenge for us, right?
Absolutely. In fact, the right way to do regional taxes and laws is to build regional models. Because
yes, exactly.
None of the guys actually in the physical world, none of the lawyers or CAs from the different countries are actually going to be coming here and operating here. Fine-tune models for this special use cases.
If you all want to ask more questions, or regionals will be here by their banner outside during the mingling time. All right, next up we have Atentio. I'm pretty sure it would be Atentio, right?
Well, we're not here to say
Old school. It's a lot of stuff. You guys should Max. Oh, I think this is our first demoist ever not with a Mac. I think maybe in the history of demo night. So bear with us, everyone. We're Is this even Windows? What is this? Oh, it's Linux. Ew. All right. Are you all ready?
Absolutely.
What? Here you go, sir. Why don't you introduce yourself and then let us know what kind of feedback you want from the audience.
Absolutely. My name is Grady Hanna, co-founder, president, COO of Atentio. This is Lucas Valine, our lead researcher, technical co-founder, and CEO. And to all those people who raise their hands, who post-train models, train models, anybody deep into the model, we have something we think is pretty special, and we want to hear all the war stories, all the goods, all the bads, what you think of what we're doing here. Thank you.
I think you are the best dressed demoist tonight.
That's right.
We got to get you a blazer like this, Chappie. All right, are you all ready?
We're ready, Stephen.
Oh, wow, okay, I love these guys. Let's do it.
So everyone's heard about continuous learning. This is continuous learning now, and that's a grandiose statement. That's a grand statement. Bring your skepticism. But what Lucas has created is utilizing in-context learning, transferring data directly from the context window of the model to model weights and LoRa's with no intermediary steps. This includes system prompts, commands, as well as knowledge updates. And so what Lucas is showing you here is training running directly from the context window of a model. Everything here is running on this archaic laptop. And his visualization framework will show you the training running in real time. Now, with no further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Lucas.
Yeah, hey, so what we've created at Atentio is a new way of post-training models. So take any off-the-shelf transformer-based language model, and we can take behaviors from the context window and bake them into the weights. So the basic idea is you have a model that understands natural language, and you can prompt it into different states. And so our idea was, if we know the behaviors of that the model's exhibiting, and there's something we want to maintain permanently, why can't we just train that indirectly? So what makes our post-training method different is that we don't require large labeled, either hand-labeled or synthetic data sets. We can train directly on the activations of intermediate layers in the model. Basically, that means the only training data we need to update the weights is the data you would put into the context window. So things like instructions, information you want the model to know. The training that I just ran, so this is running on a very modest gaming laptop. And we're training a 3 billion parameter model, so it's not terribly large, but I just fine-tuned this small context window into the weights of a 3 billion parameter model. this tool that I'm using is a tool we've developed in-house at Atentio. And it is kind of gives us all sorts of evaluation utilities, so we can basically see in real time, is the model behaving the same way as it was when we had a context window? So the goal of the training is to basically bake in these long-term memories, and so part
1 minute.
Part of that is looking at the attention scores over time, and then also things like KL divergence of the logits, and then we have a whole ton of other metrics that allow us to do these sort of automatic evals on the models that we're training. So the visualization tooling is something we're actually planning to open source. So these 3D visuals here of the internals of the model, kind of as we're training it. This is just an extension of PyTorch. So if there's anyone out there who does a lot of development work in PyTorch, we think that this framework will be helpful for a lot of people.
Thank you so much. And I just want to emphasize one point that Lucas made, is that context distillation, all other types of training that you've heard of, they all train on the output of the model, on the logits. Lucas's method trains on the internal activations of the model at each layer, and calculates loss and trains each layer as its own model. And so it creates an entirely new method for accuracy, and that's how we can get the sample rate efficiency that we're exhibiting.
All right, round of applause. That was insane. Atentio. Did I get it right? Atentio. All right. Raise your hand if you have a question for Atentio. I see we already got some hands up. In the meantime, maybe you both give individual answers. I'm curious. Where are you?
I would say we're right here and then getting high on our own supply.
Nice. What about Lucas?
Trough of sorrow.
That's a technical co-founder if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
You said trough of sorrow. I think there's an interesting working dynamic going on. All right, yes, we had some questions.
Two-part question, one sales pitch. Where are you training these models?
You say where?
Yeah.
So right now we're doing it on our own hardware. We have plans to.
How many GPUs?
So it depends on the size of the model. We can use. We can actually do the training on a single GPU for even very large models. There's a big technical explanation for how we do that with VRAMs. We have a lot of clever ways of reducing our VRAM overhead, but yeah, we don't need a ton.
You should reach out to us.
Okay.
The second part question, it seems like you're not labeling anything and you're generating some sort of context. How does it work? How does the model training figure out what's right or wrong if you're not labeling?
Yeah, so we do have labels. They are more of kind of a self-supervised label. So our labels are actually it is kind of an alternate forward pass that we do. We collect intermediate output. So kind of the high-level explanation that we like to give is in-context learning is the model is learning something during the forward pass, and so we're using in-context learning as kind of the source of labels for the latent space of the LLM. So we have intermediate activations and then in-context learning. We have a way of essentially using the activations you get post in-context learning, as labels for previous tokens in the context window.
I have a follow-up, but I'll respond.
You guys should exchange info. All right. Yes, one more question.
Do you have any benchmark results with your method where you compare it against other forms of post-training?
So our primary way of benchmarking is KL divergence against, it's kind of a sort of a student-teacher model, like benchmarking, where we're looking at how the model performed prior to the training. One of the kind of benchmarks we are working on right now is a needle in a haystack comparison. So we want to show that, that this method works, for not just like very large context windows, but like hundreds of millions of tokens potentially. And so that's kind of an active thing we're doing is working to get benchmark data like that. But currently, we really focus on the primary training objective, which is showing that you can make a model behave like it has a context window when it when your window is cleared. And the utility of that is essentially latency and VRM overhead. If you can move your system prompt into the weights of the model, that's a much smaller KB cache, your token latency is lower, and it's a better end user experience.
Great. All right. Round of applause for Atentio. That was awesome.
Yeah, and then just real quick, I know we'll have questions. That's what the app's for. So.
Oh yes. Thank you, Chris.
before-
Reminder to leave feedback too. Reminder to leave feedback. You can also ask questions there.
All right, AI Collective, represent.
Oh, nice. Hook 'em. All right. We got Hypernym up. Hyper9. Hypernym. Ooh, another cool jacket. Let the audience decide who has the better one. Hello. I think it's on the other side for you. All right, how are you two feeling?
Feeling great. How about you, Steven?
I'm doing good. All right. What kind of feedback would you like from the audience?
I would like to know what developers struggle with the most with cogen platforms.
Okay, so what developers are struggling with most? Oh. All right. Are you all ready?
Yes, Steven.
All right. Do you also want a microphone?
Cool there. Hey, I'm Nick from Hypernym. We build compression algorithms that let AI perform radically better. We started with database compression and then focused on evals. And today we're really excited to show you something brand new around cogen. Right now, cogen is great for like one-shotting a web page or even a couple of pages, but as soon as you get into production repos, it struggles a lot. You can't fit a full repo into context, even a million context window from like Gemini 3. Here's one example from Meta, their agent research environment. It fits quite neatly into context, but then you can't ask anything. With Hypernym, the GIF will wait. You could fit an entire repo of context and still have a ton more room to spare. You could basically fit 30x more context, an effective context window, through compression. We do this through better fact extraction, roughly 99% cheaper at higher performance, and we get full token level observability. I'll let Chris talk on how this works in your terminal.
So we're basically taking a look at everything that you happen to be doing on a day-to-day basis. So every single message that you're sending in, every single thinking process that the actual LLM has, we take into account. We run PageRank, as all of you are pretty familiar with. It's how Google works. It's ultimately one of the best ways of figuring out how things are connected. And that means that all of your sessions all day, for every single CodeGen app that you happen to be using, from Claude to Cursor, we can actually affect it in the right direction. How? We do, frankly, better fact detection. What you can see on the screen right now is some new best-in-class results. It shows effectively if you're trying to use state-of-the-art Sonnet 4 in order to detect the facts from any specific Python file, you'll end up with something that's approximately 30% that file size, but if you push all of those individual factoids back into something like Sonnet 5, Sonnet 4.5 or Opus 4.5, you'll actually only end up getting the actual code that looks approximately 70 to 72% of what it is it used to have. With our technique, you can actually get up to 80%, and this thing is about 12% of that actual file size. So even with the best-in-class state-of-the-art improvements of what it is that we have today, we can do approximately 3 times better straight up.
Yeah, I don't know. So the key facts from this are 30x effective context, 99% cheaper fact extraction. We have lots of colors. And it's available now if you have money.
I love these concise demos. I think that's actually a good thing. If you need more than 4 minutes to explain your product, I think you're doing something wrong. All right, raise your hand if you have a question. Also, remember to give feedback. And y'all want to do separate answers? We can start with you, Nick.
Yeah, probably the crash.
Crash of ineptitude. Is that more of a personal reflection or one on the team?
It's a personal reflection.
Okay, so maybe you guys need therapy as a company benefit.
ChatGPTs.
Yes. Chris?
I'm going to give the same answer. We definitely
Okay.
need some sort of therapy. So if anybody here in the audience does whispering for companies, please let us know.
Okay, thank you. All right, we got a question.
Well, yeah, the Wiseman score we basically had to build ourselves, but it's basically 30.
Nice. I don't know what that means. All right. Yep, we got a question over there. Mic runners.
One 100%. Yeah, we can. So the actual technique that we were showing you was state-of-the-art Sonnet 4.5 for fact extraction versus something that we can actually do with multiple passes with a Llama 8B. So not only can we actually bring it down into something that's scalable for local, but also be able to keep almost all of your fact extraction that you would ever need to use in-house. You're actually increasing the amount of accuracy because the number of false positives that the LLM has in its contextual memory actually decreases with the compression form.
Nice. Another question, Chris? Come on, Chris.
It will fit on mobile. You can actually run Llama 8B on mobile phones.
All right. Any? Great. Round of applause for Hypernym.
Thank you.
All right. Up next, we have Crucible. There you go. Thank you, Chris. All right.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you? Are you hanging in there?
I'm hanging in
That's
there.
good.
I think my Coke Zero's almost done, so. All right, what kind of well, why don't you introduce yourself and then tell the audience what kind of feedback you want.
Yeah, hi, my name is Sinan Ozdemir. I'm very happy to be here. I am one of the founders and CTO of Crucible. And the feedback we are looking for is, what is it going to take to get you to stop using a foundation AI? That's really what I want to know. Yes, Stephen, before you even ask. Okay, thank you very much. Like I said, my name is Sinan Ozdemir. I'm so happy to be here. I have been fine-tuning machine learning models and LLMs for over 10 years. My own YC company was fine-tuning language models on enterprise customer support data for agentic tool use, and that was in 2015. Greg Brockman invested, Sam Altman advised before they even started OpenAI. Coincidence? Probably. Since then, however, I have been working, I've been writing books, I've been lecturing, and I've been consulting, helping public and private companies figure out how to stop giving their data away, keeping it in-house, and building their own internal AI ecosystem. 1 month, roughly 1-2 months ago, I decided to start scaling myself. And that's how we came up with the idea of Crucible. Crucible is going to walk you through the end-to-end process of fine-tuning your own LLM for any kind of task that you might be doing, whether it's a generative or even something like classification. Show of hands, has anyone ever used a prompt on like GPT, Anthropic, just to classify something, meaning take in an input and output, just one or two of some? I see a bunch of hands. Stop doing that. Let us help you fine-tune a model to do it faster, cheaper, and more performant. Here's our demo. So right now we are on the site. I have some tasks here around emotion detection, but I want to do something a little bit more live. I have here a notebook. I'm going to run that just to get things going. So we have a Basically a drop-in package where you can, if you're using OpenAI or something OpenAI equivalent or LangChain. So here I'm running a LangChain LLM. So I'm going to be using GPT 5.1. I'm starting out with Crucible. I'm building an agent to run my own home automations. If you ever heard of Govee, they are like a smart plug. They have an API. It's very fun. So right now I'm running a bunch of test data to go through, check me the status of my lights, what's the status of my Christmas lights, which are on my app. So on the app here, what we're eventually going to see in the fun part where I get to refresh the page until something actually happens, he said confidently, very, very confidently. There we go. So we can see that my Govee agent data has finally come in. I can click on that and start reviewing. So here's where the fun/hard part comes in. We're going to have to label just a little tiny bit of data. We're going to show you your inputs, your outputs. You're going to tell us if you were correct, if the AI was correct, partly correct, or incorrect for any reason. For the sake of getting things going, I'm going to go ahead and label all of these as correct. Once we have the requisite amount of data, we can start auto-labeling. So we are eating our own dog food, and what's going to happen a little bit faster than normal time here, we are fine-tuning a model to actually help you continue to auto-label your data, to create a data set to fine-tune your model. So we're fine-tuning, you're fine-tuning, we're all fine-tuning. So once the auto-labeling is complete, looking for wrong tool usage, too many tokens based on average, you're about to give me a time check. 1 minute. Once the auto-labeling is complete, we are going to move on to the next phase, which is going to be, and just for the sake of moving forward, finding the rules associated with the task. So here I can approve the rules, and then the real fun part, I think, starts to happen, which is it's going to start showing me what's the optimal models and recipe. Is it classification? Maybe a BERT model. Is it autoregressive, generative? Maybe supervised fine-tuning and reinforcement learning and some continued pre-training. We figure all that out for you, and once the system has decided what the optimal recipes are, we show you the experimentation that we do for you. You choose which one you want. We deploy it. We continuously learn and keep fine-tuning. Bob's your uncle. You own your AI, you own your data. Never give away your data again to anyone you don't want to. Thank you so much for listening.
Wow, round of applause.
Did I nail 4 minutes?
Like on the dot.
Nailed 4 minutes.
It was on the dot. How did you build this in a month? That is insane.
Claude helped a lot, I'll admit.
Okay, I have so many questions for you.
Also, I have co-founders. They helped even more than Claude. I see.
Did you call up Sam and ask him to advise this one as well?
No, I did not. I don't think he would appreciate what we're doing.
Oh, okay, interesting. Conflict of interest. All right, raise your hand if you have a question. We got some questions. Before we get to that, though.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Does this even apply to you?
I was about to say, Michael Seibel asked me this 10 years ago.
Oh. Was he wearing shoes?
We're very early.
Was he wearing open-toed shoes when he asked you that?
He was wearing sandals, actually. He was. Good call. He was. Yeah. He was in his apartment. He's allowed. We're still very early. We still have a couple of design partners. If you're interested in trying to fine-tune your own model, please find me after this. So we're roughly here, but I look forward to the Trough of Sorrow. I think it sounds very fun.
Are you a masochist?
I have a master's degree. Yes, that is exactly right. Thank you so much for asking, though.
All right, our questions. Come on, this one was good.
Use Crucible.ai. Yeah.
It looks like localhost.
This one is localhost. Okay, so the prod one, I was like waiting for the rules to generate. And I was like, this one takes a minute because an actual agent is doing the rule review. But I switched to a local host. But here we can see it in prod also working. It's all fine, everyone. But yes, I did switch to local host.
Nice. Other questions? Yes, no, maybe. We got one. Chris, so slow. Just
it only
ambling.
takes one. I've had the pleasure of interviewing one of the lead developers of SageMaker, Leo Dirac, on my podcast, and he and I jammed down on this for like over an hour. He will agree with me that the decade plus of auto ML tools that have been coming out, The biggest problem they all tend to have is they're built by developers for developers, and specifically ML developers. This entire platform was built not with ML engineers in mind, let me say. If you can write a prompt, you can use Crucible. So I think where we really differ the most is instead of figuring out the compute, figuring out what the auto-scaling is, don't worry about that. We'll tell you if you need to quantize it. We'll tell you if you need to do reinforcement learning or not. We'll do all of that and all the experimentation for you, orchestration handled. That's kind of where I feel like this is, again, scaling me in a lot of ways.
Round of applause for Crucible.
Thank you all so much.
That was incredible. All right, reminder for everyone to please leave feedback on Chappie's app. He put so much effort into making the demo night app, Friday nights, Saturday nights, just grinding on it. Please leave some feedback. All right. Oh, we got a meme. You can just quit that. There you go. Yep. All right, hello.
Hi.
You don't have a name badge on. Did you sneak in?
No.
Okay.
I just left it at my spot.
What? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Tori. I'm one of the co-founders of Tadata.
Great. And Tori, what kind of feedback would you like from the audience?
This is a bit meta, but I'd actually love to hear what demos you guys would like to see of Tadata at the next meetup.
So it's Tadata, it's not Tadata?
I honestly go both ways, sometimes depending whether a person is European or American or from somewhere else. I typically say Tadata, but the origin of the name is Tada and data or data, depending how you pronounce that word.
Nice. All right, are you ready?
Yes, I am, Steven.
Fantastic.
Okay. Hi, everybody. As I said, I'm the co-founder of Tadata, and we build integrations for AI agents. Integrations were already challenging, and for AI agents, they get even harder, particularly because of the non-determinism that arises. So at Tadata, we've created a set of integrations that, on our own benchmarks, perform 30% faster than if you were to take tools from the wild, which I think says a little bit more about the wild than about us, but we'll go with it. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate for you how I can quickly build an agent that does debugging and triage of an issue in our system. So I'll go over to Tadata and quickly create a server with connectors to all the different SaaS solutions that we need to perform, for the agent to perform this task. So I'll authenticate to Sentry using OAuth. Then I'll authenticate, because that's where we keep our error monitoring. I'll authenticate to GitHub because that's where our code context lives. And in this case, they are using a different type of auth. But one of the advantages of Tadata is that we handle all of this and we put it behind a gateway. So that means that the end user just has to authenticate once to get access to all the systems. And I'm going to connect Slack for additional information as well. And finally, I will add linear, because that's where our team keeps track of our tasks. Here. And the magic is that it took me less than 2 minutes, probably, to have a hosted authenticated server that has all the tools from all these different systems that I can plop into any agentic system that I want. In this case, for the sake of time, I already plopped it into Claude, and I gave the prompt, investigate this Sentry issue, decide which engineer is responsible, create a linear task assigned to them that also includes a small roast based on their communication style in our engineering channel in Slack. And as you can see, the agent went through and it leveraged the information from all these disparate systems, so Sentry, so Slack, so Linear, and voila, creates this linear ticket. And in case you're wondering, the roast was that our engineer Nadav wrote fortuitously in Slack, what's that auth issue? I'll take care of it, right before we got 17,000 errors. So if you are interested in building toolkits for your agents, whether it's for your own internal productivity or for putting inside your product for your end customers, you can try out Tadata here. And we are also hiring engineers, so please do connect with me.
Round of applause for Tadeda. All right, raise your hand if you have a question for Tadeda. Chris? Chris, you better have an effing question, man. All right, in the meantime,
Don't make me do it.
where... Oh, it's back? Yeah. Okay. In the meantime, where on the startup curve is Tadeda?
One thing that I think is interesting about this is that you probably go through this repeatedly, and this is like the small picture and the larger picture and the larger picture. I think for us, so we created the open source Fast API MCP, if anybody here has used it. It went extremely viral with 10,000 GitHub stars and over 1 million downloads in just a couple months. So I feel in some ways we've gone through this, and now we're creating the Tadeda platform, opening it up to self-serve, and starting to head up here. But probably you repeat this so many times as a startup founder. So.
Very nuanced answer, I agree. All right, Chris.
What's your question?
My go-to question is always just what's the creepiest use case, but I don't think people want that. Do you have a creepy use case?
Not really. Honestly, I'm mostly impressed with the cool things that people build with Tadeda. So, for example, this weekend we sponsored our very first prize at a hackathon, at the MLH hackathon, and the winning team basically built an agentic cursor for your computer that brings AI to whatever you're doing, no matter what app you're in, and it's connected to Tadeda so that it brings all the knowledge from your SaaS products and proprietary information into whatever you're doing at the moment. Which is pretty awesome. Yeah.
Any other questions for Tadeda? Are you going to use it to help you hire engineers?
Yes, I already use it a ton. Like, we use tons of mini agents that we've set up with Tadeda in order to run our own company, of course.
Wow, maybe we can talk after. I feel like I could use that. Oh, we got a question. You were the plant, dude, your band. To give them extra demo time. Ooh, that's a good question.
The hardest part of the journey. Ooh, that is a good question. I don't know. We're having a lot of fun. I guess that one answer is, as a founder, I feel very impatient. So pretty much every day, me, my two co-founders and I wake up and we're like, wait, why aren't we a month forward and 2 months forward and a year forward from where we thought we would be today? It's kind of a continuous grind.
Ooh, last minute questions. Let's do it. Last question of the night. Better be a good one.
Ooh, okay, so the question was, what tool did you connect to Tadeda so that you would never have to go back into it again, which is a good way to criticize the UI and UX of a different product. I'll try to throw shade in a different way, also to a company that I did intern at, admittedly, which is getting the authentication to work for the Google Suite. Yeah, I'm hearing O's from over here. Is really, really painful. So maybe from ever having to build another app that does authentication to any part of the Google Suite, we did it in Tadeda.
Awesome. Round of applause for Tadeda. All right, now I think we're on to the voting section, but stick around because all the demoists are going to be sticking around, so you can ask them even more questions about French business law or whatever the other stuff was.
You are right. It is voting time. Who's controlling the Demo Night app? Can you move it to voting mode? If you look at your phone now, you will be able to vote on the awards we have tonight. I'm going to go grab the trophies. You want to come with me? Sure. Okay, so look at your phone. You can vote on the 3 awards. We have Best Overall, Best Technology, and Most Creative. Once again, you can only vote 1 company per 1 award. So you have to pick 3 different companies. The 8 companies there that you saw tonight can all be selected. I'm going to put something cool on the screen while you were doing that. Additionally, let me just go to the next slide before I do that. We're doing something new tonight again, which is we are doing a member survey. Once you've voted on your 3 results, look at the very bottom. There's a little button you can click on. Help us improve. It's like a 1 or 2 minute survey, super quick. You can also just scan that QR code. That really helps us out. We're trying to make these events and our community in general better and better every time. So I'd really appreciate you taking a moment to fill out that survey. Again, it's super easy, and it means a lot to the entire team here who are wearing the orange vests. Okay, to keep you entertained, I have this fun video on the AI Collective.
The problem we see is that there's a growing gap between how fast technology is moving. We see it every single week with AI. The AI Collective started way back when in 2023. This is right after the launch of ChatGPT. Everybody started talking about AI, and the conversations that me and my friends were having every night in our living room, we were wondering if more people wanted to join the conversation. So I texted a few friends saying, hey, you want to come talk about what's going on in AI with us? We gathered 12 people together in a room and just had the most incredible conversation that night. So after the first event, we had 12 people. The second event, we already were up 30 people. And by the third event, we had over 250 people sign up for that third event. And going into the second year, we had more and more people reaching out to us who were visiting from New York, who were visiting from LA, visiting from Miami, saying, can I take them with me back to my city and start hosting these events? Early in 2024, we finally said, sure, to a couple of people. That's how the second chapter, the third chapter, etc., took off for the Gen AI Collective. Where we are now, we have 25 chapters globally. We are in 5+ countries around the world.